I grew up thinking my family was normal. My parents divorced when I was 13. And I stayed mostly with my mom. She was always ambitious, stylish, confident. Someone who wanted to live big, even when we couldn't afford it. But when she met Robert, everything changed. He was charming, successful, and about 15 years older than her. I thought maybe she finally found happiness. I was wrong. When I turned 18, my grandmother invited me over for dinner. She lived in the same city, just in a quieter part of town. After dessert, she gave me a small velvet box. Inside was a shiny metal key. I laughed, confused. A key to what? She smiled, that soft, proud smile only grandmas have. And said, "It's yours, sweetheart." The apartment. The one downtown. I froze. "Grandma, you can't be serious." She nodded. "You'll need a safe place. Somewhere that's yours. You're an adult now, and I want you to have a home before life gets complicated." I didn't know what to say. I hugged her, and I cried. It wasn't just an apartment. It was freedom. It was love. My mom had remarried the year before. Robert, her new husband, was a real estate agent with big dreams. They just bought a huge suburban house and posted everything online. New beginnings, love always wins, all that fake Instagram happiness. I visited them once. Everything was perfect. Too perfect. Robert liked to brag about his cars and his connections. He treated me politely, but coldly. Like I was a guest in my own mother's life. And to be honest, I started visiting less and less. A week after my birthday, I got a call from my mom. At first, she sounded unusually sweet. "Honey, happy birthday again. So, I heard Grandma gave you a place?" I told her yes, a penthouse apartment. There was a long pause. "That's very generous of her," she finally said. "Listen, Robert and I were actually thinking. Maybe it makes more sense if the apartment is under my name. You know, for taxes and management and all that adult stuff." I felt my stomach twist. "It's already under mine, Mom. Grandma made sure of it." "But sweetheart, you don't understand. Robert knows real estate. He can help you. If you let us handle it, we can rent it out. You'll make money." I said no. She went quiet, then sighed. "You're being selfish. Robert wanted to adopt you legally before your birthday. But you refused. And now this is how you repay us?" That's when I realized this wasn't about love, it was about ownership. Over the next few weeks, my mom called again and again. One day she was nice, telling me how much she missed me. The next day, she yelled, saying Grandma was manipulating me. Robert even texted me once. "Your mom worked her whole life to raise you. The least you can do is let her manage one apartment." It was disgusting. I blocked his number. Then Mom showed up at my apartment, crying at the door, saying she just wanted to talk. She said she and Robert had hit a rough patch financially, and that selling the apartment would help the family. I told her the truth. "You made your choices, Mom. This place isn't yours to fix your mistakes." She slapped me. Not hard, but enough to make me cry. Not from pain, but from realization. She wasn't my mother anymore. She was a stranger. A few days later, Grandma called me over. She looked upset but calm. "Your father came to see me," she said. "He told me something you need to hear." I hadn't spoken to my dad in years. He'd moved out of state after the divorce. And Mom always said he didn't care. But he cared enough to fly back now. When we met, he told me the truth. Apparently, Robert, my mom's new husband, was an old business partner of his. They used to be friends. Until Robert started hitting on my mom while she was still married. My mom had left my dad for him. And now she wanted to hand over my inheritance to the same man who destroyed our family. I decided to face her one last time. I went to their house unannounced. Robert was gone, maybe at work, maybe hiding. Mom opened the door, surprised. "What are you doing here?" I said, calmly. "I talked to Dad." Her face changed immediately. "Oh, so he's lying to you now too?" "He told me everything. About how you two started seeing each other before the divorce. About how you wanted me to sign the penthouse to him." She turned red. "That's not true. He's trying to ruin my life again." I just looked at her. "You already did that yourself." I walked out before she could say anything else. And that was the last time I saw her in that house. A month later, I heard from Grandma again. Robert had left. Apparently, when the apartment plan failed. He realized Mom had no money and no access to mine. So he walked away, taking whatever savings she had left. Mom tried calling me. I didn't answer. Then came an email. "I'm sorry. Please, I made a mistake. I lost everything. I couldn't even be angry anymore. Just tired. Now I live in that same penthouse. It's quiet, filled with sunlight and the scent of coffee every morning. Sometimes Grandma visits. And we sit on the balcony, watching the city and laughing about the little things. She says she doesn't regret a thing. Neither do I. I still talk to Dad. We're rebuilding what Mom destroyed. And sometimes, when I think about everything that happened, I realize something important. Family isn't about blood. It's about respect. My mom saw me as property. My grandma saw me as a person. And that's why I'll always be grateful for the key she gave me. The key to a home. And to freedom.